Hello and welcome to What the Hey. Thank you for joining me to check out a video that someone suggested I react to, and that person was this person right here. So hello to you and thank you once again for the request. And the actual content that I'm checking out today is titled The RWS Murdering Diesel Class 03 Unboxing, Review, and Customizing, which was uploaded on February 2nd of 2021. The video duration is 4 minutes and 16 seconds, and the video description gives links to their social media accounts and also provides a small explanation about the video's intentions. And the actual person who uploaded the video is TrainBoy, and I'll have their channel tagged as well as this video I'm reacting to linked in the description, so if you want to check out either of those sources you can. Also in the description, if there's anything in this content I feel like someone would want to be warned about, I'll mention that there in the description. You can read it if you want to, you don't have to. And last but not least, I will pin a comment with like the different segments and timestamps of this video. So if there's only something specific you want to watch and check out, that will be listed there for you. But I believe that is all of the information stuff, so let's actually check out the video itself. That's a fancy little intro. I like how he's got like a little smoke steam stack
Thanks
at
to
the
a
top.
lucky find on eBay, I was recently able to get my hands on a Bachmann branch line Class 03, which personally is probably my favorite class of diesel locomotive, and it has been a struggle trying to find one of these guys, for not a ridiculous price that is. The box the locomotive comes in is appealing to say the least,
I like
and
the
as seen here
colors.
opens from an illustration of the locomotive to the locomotive itself, through a small window that is. And what's even better is the top part features a brief history of the
That's
Class
so
03,
cool.
as well as another illustration of the model itself.
Drawings,
It seems that these would be the
drawings.
highlights of the box, as the sides are honestly kind of boring and mostly pretty bland. But with how beautiful the top part was, I'm honestly willing to let it slide.
How
Now that we've
expensive
said all
was
that,
this?
Though, let's actually open this thing and take a look at the model ourselves.
I do really like the box, and it's got a little styrofoam. I like the music.
Okay, now that we actually have this thing outside of the box, I'm honestly impressed with how nice this model actually is. The dark
I like
green
the
paint is
colors.
applied beautifully to the sides and especially the front, which features the classic black and yellow industrial stripes, and overall is extremely well put together.
It
One
is
of my
a
favorite
box.
additions is the inclusion of separately fitted details, which can be seen here on the front of the locomotive. Truth be told, even what is molded still looks nice, and this is a locomotive that I'm very happy to actually own. However, this is my first Bachmann branch line engine, so I don't really have much to compare it to, save for the American Bachmann locomotives, which have been already blown out of the water. This
Oh, that's
guy even
just
has
like
a
a
figure in his
line
cat. I didn't have to add it
of
myself this
locomotives.
time, and that's always a win in my books. So yeah, honestly, altogether, this model is
Oh,
pretty
it's
nice,
so
and
small.
definitely one that
Oh
I'm
my
happy to own.
goodness. Oh, he did that
I kinda
himself.
already customized him. He just still fits perfectly inside of the box. This worked out perfectly. So now that the jig is up, let me explain because I'm sure
On
you
the
have your questions.
front?
Most of
Wait,
you all
back?
have probably seen the episode Escape, where Mavis, a Class 03, is actually used as one of the other railway engines, but isn't actually another engine. However, in the Railway Series illustrations, another diesel can be seen
Background
that actually has a
character, hello.
greenish tint, and presumably also has the yellow and black industrial stripes. This engine is referred to as the Murdering Diesel, as when
Why?
it appears it's actually hunting for steam locomotives. And it turns
That's
out this
kinda
is all where
spooky.
Oliver was hiding, before he actually makes it to the yard. It was these obscure sightings as well as a custom that I would find on Twitter by a modeler
That
known
is
as Tommy New AC
creepy.
Oliver. Be
Spooky
sure to check
scary.
the link in the description. He does amazing model work. That honestly inspired me to make such a character. Now I'm kind of eating my words here. I totally made fun of a diesel
That
that
is
looked exactly like this in my
terrifying.
Day Out with Thomas video, but at least mine fits on the front of it, just saying. Altogether, this modification was pretty simple. Using a Bachmann Troublesome Truck number 4 face, which I would very slightly weather, as well as file
I
down so
see.
it would fit flush on the back, I would give the model not only its face, but also a headlamp to signify that it was going in the right direction.
So you
thus
didn't
creating my
make that.
rendition of the Murdering
Oh.
Diesel. This model technically still isn't complete, as I would like to go back and add not only another lamp to his front area, but definitely one on the back, so technically there is more to be done, but the main aesthetics are pretty much down. It's definitely strange seeing a locomotive with the face predominantly on the back, almost
Yeah, that's
reminding
what
me
I
of
was
a Colby Fell
thinking.
locomotive, but that's kind of what I was going for. Something that definitely stuck out from the rest of the
Very
locomotives,
unique,
and I feel like
yes.
I've achieved that here, and overall this is a project that I'm proud of. But now that we know what inspired and how I made this guy, let's see how this guy runs.
Do you just have to like super glue that on the back, like on the back? Interesting. So it's like battery or something operated. Very cool. I do really like locomotive sets like that, like around Christmas. It's so fun to watch. So I get the interest. That's so interesting, like seeing it face forward. Question mark? I've never
Or, truth
seen
be
that.
told, it's a strange model. This definitely
Yes.
has to be one of my favorites to watch going around the track, and obviously so given it's so different compared to the others. Again, major shout out to Tommy New AC Oliver, as if it wasn't for his model, I would have never been inspired to make my own, and hopefully
True.
you guys enjoyed seeing how I went about doing such. Also, be sure to stay on the lookout for any updates this guy may receive, as remember,
Yes.
he does have some lamps on the way. I also would go back and add a coupling hook to his supposed front part, so there's definitely more in store for this guy. Hopefully
Yes.
you guys enjoyed taking a look at how I made this model, and as
Yes.
always, thank you guys for watching,
Yes.
and I'll
Toot
see you guys in the
toot.
next one.
Toot toot to you too, my guy. I like that little logo. That's so creative. That's so cool. You're like looking down on it. So I wasn't exactly sure what to expect with this video, like at all. I've personally done a few unboxing videos in the past, but nothing like in comparison to that. None of the videos I've done are that detailed, like at all. So one, the video was very clear. All of the information was really cool. You know, the video itself was very crisp and clean. Like everything was very detailed, and like, you know, he didn't stay too long on the box, but I could read some of the stuff, so that was cool. TrainBoy kind of alluded to the fact that it was hard to find this model. I don't want to exactly know how much it was, because really with any kind of hobby, when you're trying to find something that's very exclusive and it's not produced a lot, usually that stuff is very expensive, so I honestly kind of don't want to know because I probably feel bad, but I get it. I guess if I had to critique anything about this video, I'd just say sometimes it was a little hard to follow along with what was being said, because with what was being said, it was being said very quickly, which like I understand sometimes it's hard to control how fast you be talking, you know, like I do that sometimes too, so I get it. But it felt like there was a lot of information that was good to know that I couldn't exactly catch because it was just so fast. But then again, I could go to the playback speed, watch the video again, and get everything. But either way, it was very cool. And with seeing the video title that it was like a remodeling, I thought it would be like seeing the process of doing that, but I guess it still technically is a remodeling because you're taking a piece from something else and applying it to that, which I thought it was kind of funny because it's like originally that model was just like a little, you know, diesel locomotive thingy, but then you added it and made it into something Thomas and Friends related, which is just, it's funny and it makes sense, but I was like, it's getting transformed kind of entirely, I guess. So in general, it was really cool to hear about all the details of the actual diesel model, and actually also to hear what they would add to it, because I wouldn't even consider that. Like if I got something like that, I'd just assume that everything was there, so I'd feel like I got my money's worth. So to hear that you're adding stuff is interesting, because I think it was also mentioned that that specific model was different from other ones, like it made it unique. So that makes sense if you gotta add stuff. I just wouldn't know that, so that's very impressive. Like I've mentioned, I've unboxed a few things, and sometimes I'm not sure whether or not I need to keep the box that it originally came in, because for me, I don't exactly collect things, and I know that people who collect things sometimes keep everything from collecting it. Like they keep the box, they keep the receipt, they keep everything. But seeing that model review and everything, and the unboxing, I thought the box was actually really cool. Like there were some cool designs to it, like having that little window. I thought that was really neat. So to see someone do an unboxing like that, I felt like it was really done in a professional way, not only from like the audio and visual perspectives, but just the way it was done, with like actually reading off information, bringing up info from like the Thomas and Friends series with like old pictures and stuff of like comparing other characters and stuff from like the TV show. I had no idea like really about any of that information, so I learned a lot. And I also really like the small section of TrainBoy putting the little diesel on the little track and watching it go around. Like that's not something I expected to see in the slightest. So to see him put it to use, I feel like is really cool. Like he actually applied it and used it, like it's not just on a shelf. I think that's cool. But that's essentially the reaction. And once again, if you want to check the video out for yourself or check out the channel that made the video, I'll have that linked and tagged in the description, so that's all there for you. But I believe that is it. So thank you very much for watching. Bye.